What's going on, my friends? It is Saturday morning and we just broke abruptly. I don't know why. Great way to start out the video. We're waiting for these pedestrians. Alright, hell of an intro. Anyway, I'm starting my Saturday off with a trip to Discount Tire. We just, I've gotten the message that the rear tread seems to be lower than the front. It's suggesting to balance and rotate. I know we've needed to do that for a while. I'm watching what we do here. Pretty good. Looks like his little hatch is partially open. Anyway, given how busy I am and running around, I've been irresponsibly putting off getting my tires balanced and rotated. I usually do it every 10,000 kilometers. Nice even number, which is roughly 6,000 miles, which is about the time, everyone should be balancing and rotating their tires for maximal life. So we've got the destination laid into Discount Tire and Sports Arena Boulevard. Now, if we look at the map, this is going to take us through part of the Friars Challenge, at least through Hotel Circle and then back onto the 8. So we get to experience the 163 merge, and then we'll hop onto the 8, down into Sports Arena, and finally to Discount. And I'll be curious to see if we can actually get into the Discount Tire parking lot. It's kind of a busy area where we're going to have a forward unprotected left, as Chuck Cook would say. And then, yeah, hopefully I'm not there too long, and then I can get back to getting some good customer content for everybody. There we go, coming up to this stop. It is, it's kind of overcast out. I mean, I really don't need these right now. I just kind of woke up and got moving, so, eyes are a little sensitive. But looks like the perfect kind of lighting condition, in my opinion, for self-driving. Because, sorry, my brain just turned off. Completely turned off. Oh, it was weird. No, I tend to like this lighting personally. Not that the bright sunlight really does anything negative to the system. There was the one point during the first gauntlet run on 11.3.4 where doing it at 7 a.m. seemed to make it not handle the final left so well, but generally lighting conditions don't seem to affect the system quite that much. Nice little swing to the left there. It feels like the system does a really good job now of sort of locking onto the center line and avoiding dancing around, especially on the highways, which is a nice change from the old legacy code. Alright, we're moving on. Little bumpy road. So this is coming down away from our kind of annoying turn. This is where you usually sit here with no initiative, taking forever to get going. So, looking forward to seeing how 11.4 treats the gauntlet. The next gauntlet video will be on the next patch, given I've already done one on this patch, and the glitch is still there, which is really frustrating. So hopefully with 11.4 that glitch goes away. Acting a little strangely, this is not normal. We're sitting here. We have no one behind us. No reason to sit here. Now someone's coming, so I'm going to give it throttle. Weird. Not a gauntlet day, but that would have been really bad on a gauntlet video. Just sat there. Now we're in my favorite mode. We're in chill. Which, no, it would not have acted any differently in average or assertive there. I see that in the comments every now and then, anytime I bring up being in chill mode. I bet if you were assertive, it would. No, it doesn't. Trust me. It seems to be more RNG, or random, using kind of a gamer term. Whether or not it has those little weird hiccups, but the difference between chill, average, and assertive in a case like that is non-significant. There we go. The most common place, honestly, that you will see a difference in the modes, in my opinion, is really having to do with highway speed in the lane you're in. Like if you're cruising in this lane too slow and trying to get around people, if you take it up into assertive, there's a good chance that it's going to activate its speed-based lane changing and get out of there and get going. And I think it also, one little credit to assertive for now, because I've only really noticed it in assertive mode most frequently, and that's the getting out of far right lane or getting out of passing lane function. So I really hope that they make that more consistent with chill and assertive mode, or chill and average modes as well. Wow, that was kind of sloppy. You feeling okay, buddy? I wiped off all the cameras, everything's clear. Mew's just waking up. He's like, whoa, hold up. This looks a lot like the gauntlet. You're not putting me through the gauntlet, are you? I'm not ready. But now we're just gonna go and finally get these tires rotated. You got plenty of tread life on the tires. I know some of the people I interact with on Twitter have come to know that I've got some expertise in tires. My my career focus in the automotive space started when I was like 16 as a tire technician, you know, before I got into the higher levels of working on vehicles, and then ultimately the military, and then what I'm doing now with another EV company. Tires are where I started. It was kind of my bread and butter for years. So if any of you have questions about tires relating to your Tesla, or just tires in general, you know, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. I'd be happy to throw my knowledge out there where I can to help you out. Little things to look for. One of the tips that I give Tesla owners is to make sure that the load index matches on your tire. Quick Google search, so I'll show you what that is. The load index is making sure the tire supports the load of your vehicle. And Teslas are a higher load index than your average vehicle, so you want to make sure that you match it up properly. And, you know, look for those mileage warranties, those manufacturer guarantees, because when you get the tires through like discount or somebody, and then they make the process really easy of taking advantage of those prorated warranties, it saves you a lot of money. My first set of tires cost me $1,500 because they were the original Primacy MXM4 Michelins that come on the 18-inch wheels. And I originally had stuck with that tire because I didn't really feel like doing the research to mess with a new one just yet. Hopefully we take advantage here since we're not staging properly. Mew, get over. Anyway, when I finally got tired of the idea of spending so much money on the Michelins, even though a new set would be $1,100 instead of $1,500 because of the discount, it's still kind of ridiculous. So I had switched to the BF Goodrich Advantage controls, which are really good. Still the same company. BF Goodrich and Michelin are one and the same, basically. And it's a great tire. You know, a 65,000 mile guarantee instead of the 40,000 mile guarantee that was on the Michelins. And that's important because these Teslas chew through tires. So I know most people, most Tesla owners, there's been a few outliers that are really strange that have gotten, you know, well over 20,000 miles. And poor Pierre Ferragu on Twitter showed that his back tires, he somehow went all the way down bald on the Continental Pro Contacts that are on the Model Y when his front tires were fine. Interesting scenario. I really can't explain that. The Teslas aren't really built to burn out the tires in the back, and he's not the kind of guy that I would expect to do that. That could just be a rare case of a tire defect. Or I believe some had commented that they were like winter tires, and if you drive winter tires in warm temperature, that material is just going to melt off. But I would expect the same to happen in the front, because with the Teslas, the even center of gravity and weight distribution, it's very even. I actually need to look at the forward to rear ratio, because I know in most gas cars it's about like a 55-45, like 55% of the mass to the front, 45 or so to the rear. Depending on what kind of vehicle you have, because of the weight of the motor and everything. You do that a lot when you're tuning vehicles in racing to make sure your suspension offset and everything is good, the rebound and stiffness is good, because you whatever, getting off track. But I think the Teslas are a lot more balanced, and when you have the four-wheel drive especially, all the wheels are kind of pulling pretty evenly, and typically your front tires will go through a bit more abuse from turning, unless you just got a really heavy foot, and then, yeah, just inertia is going to put the destructive force on the rear tires. I feel like I'm going on a rant. Sorry, guys. The system is so good driving that I'm able to just talk about tires with y'all as we head to balance and rotate. But to finally get to the end of my point, I now use a variant of the Kumo brand called Road Hugger. They're actually the same tires that I convinced my company to put on my transit van that I use for work, because they're so inexpensive, they're fantastic, they have a high mileage warranty on them. They're called the Road Hugger GTP AS02s. And of course that's on the 18-inch wheel figuration. Here we go. Finally getting over. I've been waiting for that. Good job. Getting assertive, busy traffic. But again, 18-inch wheel size for that tire. You know, your wheel size will determine, because your width, your aspect ratio, and your rim size will all determine the types of tires you can get. So all you 18-inch rim users for the Tesla that have a 235 40R18, you can get the Road Hugger GTP AS02s, and 60,000 mile guarantee, which is amazing. It's just about as much as the BF Goodrich at 65, far more than the Michelin. But get this, it's about $130 a tire. My original receipt for getting the tires, and I think there might have been some slight proration factored in from my previous tires, so it was less than I expected, was $570 to get a full set. And what are you doing, Mew? What? We're getting a little pseudo left lane voodoo action here. It wants to turn and go around and do the whole pseudo, not left lane, right lane, sorry, left just rolls off the tongue better. It wants to. But this bike lane, double lane scenario, it's confusing the system. That's why it was braking a little sooner. Interesting. I actually don't remember if this becomes a very stubby right turn lane at the very end. It may. But look at this. Kind of cruising into this sort of lane here, which I'm okay with coming up to a turn as long as it doesn't do that right there. Jeez. Little things. We're getting better. We're getting better. But here's Discount Tire. I know I've talked y'all's ear off. I hope you appreciate it. I just want to be able to have more content with more random drives, and we are not getting over early enough, so this is kind of funny. Yep. Bye-bye turn. It just, yep, there it is, buddy. You see it now? You can't just turn here, though. Yeah, you're going to have to reroute. This is going to get more fun. Let's see what happens. You totally dropped the ball there, Mew. He's like, kind of looks like a doctor visit, Dad. I don't think I really want to go. Okay, we have a unique turning scenario that doesn't involve a U-turn here, so let's see if it works. Well, we are not staged properly. Again, beating a dead horse. We're going to need to go ahead and get in that left lane, because that's that gas station right up there where that Shell is. The road we need to be on is either before it or another street before that. So this just got a little bit more fun. But yeah, I've gone through a full set of the road huggers and replaced them, and then that was only about $450, which is amazing. The combined cost of replacing 2 sets of tires was less than the Michelin Primacy MXM4s. And I don't really notice any increased road noise or complaint. Interesting. It wants to actually loop into this IHOP and go around. Oh, nope. It's, nope. Oh, man. The struggles with getting to Discount Tire. For any new beta testers, kind of the same vein that Chuck Cook would advise, you might see me doing a lot of things like this where I'm letting it jump around and try to figure things out, probably more than most people should, but I consider myself a pro, you know, and even as a pro and doing it as long as I have, I'm sure the other guys will tell you too that, you know, don't take outsized risk if you can avoid it. Really, there is no point. Make sure you're safely operating, good clearance to other drivers, not trying to scare anybody. There's a margin to work within that you want to try to stay within. The less people on the road, the more stuff will let happen. All right, now let's see if this can correct itself. It looks like we should pull through this IHOP, which I know it can do. We've done it with getting like food orders and such, and yeah, it's just not working. All right. Well, Mew, you've kind of put yourself in a bit of a pickle here. Is that an option? I don't think that's an option. We'll see. I'm pretty sure this road is blocked off by this foreign exchange student school area. Pretty gnarly dip here, so let's not hit that too hard. Okay, this is an actual street. We're going exploring. This is kind of like our Unguided Adventures. Awesome, this is a real road. Sweet, so re-navigating, we might finally get there. I guess in a funny way, you could think about this in the same vein of a wild goose chase for a customer that I've mentioned, where you don't want this to be the case with a RoboTaxi trip. Like, sure, yeah, the system might finally get the customer to their destination, but how frustrated are they going to be? You know, they're not all beta testers, and, you know, some will sign up for just the fun and be like, let's see if this car can get us where we want to go, and there will be a subset of that. But with the way our species works, and you've seen it with some of my customers that are sort of blasé about the system, people are just going to get in and expect it to do the job, and they're not going to be very forgiving when it doesn't. And people are very quick to open their mouths when something's wrong or bad. I mean, just look at Yelp or any kind of review. You know, you can have an amazing experience with a certain service for so long and live by it, and then one really bad experience can turn people off forever, and they'll just never go back. So that's the fickle nature of our species. But I'm actually pretty happy that we managed to re-navigate without me having to take over, and it did a good job in these scenarios where it started like, I think I can do this, and went, nah, let me just go figure something else out. I find that interesting. That's fun. It may not be efficient, but it's cool. I like that it did it. And this time around, I'll just take over if we're going to pass Discount Tire, because there's probably already going to be a crazy wait, and I can't get it done tomorrow, and I don't want to put this off anymore. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Let's see if we actually get in here. No, you're not turning in where I want you to. Oh, but you're hitting the brakes here, which is good. There we go. There we go. And we're just stopping. So, yeah, I'm going to take over. That's probably the nap's fault, because it's like, yeah, we're here. Oh, sweet, empty parking lot. This is pretty much just bloopers after the fact. Let's get some rotations. Breaking the rules. You gotta back in when you're in a Tesla. Gotta back in.